For this EduTeacher Tips video, we're going to be talking about tips for building a culture of questioning within your lessons. And often I believe, number one, the key thing is setting a routine. Oftentimes, questioning can be seen as something to fear instead of an integral and fun part of the learning process. So you might have a variety of different activities, but it's clear to the students and they know what to expect and they know that they need to participate when they come to your lesson. Number two, reducing the number of I don't knows, or at least turning I don't knows into I don't know, but I know what I'm going to do about that. And ways in which I have to facilitate that would be to allow thinking time after the question's been asked, prior to selecting a student. Also think peer share can be really helpful for targeting perhaps more anxious students by giving them a heads up on the down low. Hey, I'm going to ask you the first question, and having and building that trust with them so they feel comfortable to answer those questions. Another thing I would say is allowing them opportunities for dialogue with peers at their own choosing, or perhaps checking their notes. Is something really powerful about students saying, I don't know, but do you just mind if I check something first? Great, you're not giving up, you're still going. And lastly, I would say that teachers have an accountability as well to make sure that our questions actually do what we want them to do. Sometimes we mess this up and that's completely fine, but we model, or we should model that for our students too. Oftentimes I've said, hey, you know what, I really need to rephrase that question. If you can't answer it, that's not on you, that's on me. And it's a positive thing to correct our mistake. Lastly, one thing I think is really important is not being afraid of some silence. If you've asked a question, they will get it, you will be fine. Just give them that little bit of thinking time. Finally, that brings us to number three, which is praising the journey. Students are going to make mistakes, but it's the progress that we care about, and we just have to keep highlighting that. One student actually said to me after a slight uncomfortable pause during an application question, you know, I felt really uncomfortable, but now that I've done it, I feel really good, and it was important for the class to hear. One thing I would also encourage is gaining feedback regularly from the class through questionnaires and so on. Don't be afraid of doing that, because it really helps inform your questioning. And I remember the first time I did the random name generator, everyone was like, no, but now it's turned into some of their favorite activities. So I guess that just shows the impact of questioning when the kids know it's there to help them, not to trip them up.